this meeting of New Iberia City Council to order. We have the prayer and the pledge led by Councilwoman Peggy Durack.
Let's all bow our head and pray for unity and forgiveness. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Councilmember Roban. Present. Councilmember Girat.
Here.
Councilmember Swear.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Dan Dahl.
Here.
Councilmember Merrill.
Here.
Councilmember Lewis. Councilmember Begno.
Here.
Mayor, you have a quorum.
Thank you. At this time, I'd ask everyone to please put their phones on vibrate, and we have public comment, and it is the individuals in the audience's opportunity to address the agenda items. There's no discussion, but it is your opportunity to make comments concerning agenda items. No cords have been completed, so I'm going to move on to agenda item 2, which is acceptance of the minutes of April 1st, 2014 meeting as published on Tuesday, April 15th, 2014. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Begno.
Second.
Second by Mr. Merrill. Is there any discussion? Any objection? No objection, motion carries. The next item is agenda item 2B, and it's acceptance of the minutes of the April 15th, 2014 meeting as published on Monday, April 28th, 2014.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Bagno. Second by Mr. Doyle. Is there any discussion? Any objection? No objection, motion carries. Persons to address the council this evening, we have Mr. Orman Schwing with LWCC. He's here to present us with a refund check, and he can introduce the gentleman with him. Thank you for being here, Mr. Schwing.
Well, I thank y'all for having me. This is my 11th year in a row coming here, and it's always good to be bringing money instead of asking for money, right?
Right.
Last year when I came here, we presented you guys with the largest dividend check that the city had received. Up until that point, it was $142,000, and the total for the 11 years, including this year, is very significant. I'm not going to steal my compadre's thunder by telling you how much the check is this year, but since last year was the largest, it's no longer the largest. This year will be the largest check you've ever received. LWCC is our partner in writing your workers' compensation insurance, and this is a dividend based on their profitability and your good efforts to keep claims down. So with and your longevity with them. You've had a relationship with LWCC them writing your insurance for a long time, and so certainly it pays off to have that consistency. I'm going to ask David Posner, who's your underwriter, to come up. He'll tell you how much it is, and he'll present you with the check. Ready?
Hi.
Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name's David Posner. I'm an underwriting account executive with LWCC. And what we're out doing right now is delivering our dividend checks, hand delivering our larger checks. Anything over $60,000 we'd like to hand deliver directly to the clients so we can thank them personally, thank the producer and the agency, in this case Armor Swing and the Swing Agency. This year LWCC is distributing $69.1 million in dividends. To give you an idea, last year we did a little over $48 million, so obviously we're very pleased that we're able to increase the amount of dividends. We're a nonprofit mutual insurance company, so in essence we're owned by our policyholders, which allows us to return the dividends when we're profitable in a particular year. This is year 11. I've been involved every single year. We've written your coverage for 15 years, so that means you've gotten a dividend every single year that's been available. In those 11 years, we've given back nearly $300 million back to our policyholders. So it's a win-win situation, and I'm pleased to be here to give you a check in the amount of $208,160. And that basically will put you a little over $860,000 in dividends for 11 years. So we thank you very much. We appreciate the relationship. We thank Armin. He's a great guy to work with. And I'm sure this check will be put to excellent use. And I'm going to give it to you now, Mary.
Thank you. And you know what? Our city treasurer's sitting right there, so we can hand that over.
Give it to her.
Yeah,
Endorse
Kimberly,
the bank.
right
Endorse the
there.
bank. Give it to
Thank
her.
you so much. Thank you. I'm gonna give it to Kimberly and let her lock it up.
Deposit it now.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I appreciate
it.
seeing y'all
Thank
again.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you both. Thanks, Mr. Schwing, also.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next agenda item is a budget amendment, and if you want to read it.
An ordinance amending the ordinances levying certain taxes, appropriating the funds necessary to defray the expenses and liabilities of the city of New Iberia for the year 2013 through 2014.
Thank you. And we have our treasurer here, finance director, Kimberly Segura, and she can go over the budget adjustments, and if you have any questions.
Do we need a first and second before we discuss it?
Yes,
or-
I'm sorry, thank you
Okay, I'll
very
make a
much.
motion, we accept
Motion
it.
by Mr. Bagno, a second by Mr. Doyle, and now we begin our discussion. Okay,
Included in your packet was a summary of the adjustments. It was the 2 pages. I don't know if y'all had any particular questions. Basically, the adjustments, number one, it amends 3 funds. The Park and Recreations Fund, at the last council meeting, y'all heard a presentation from Tony concerning opening the pool as well as the summer program. This budget adjustment will allow for the summer programs to happen as well as the opening of the pool. The second fund that's being adjusted is the Public Works Fund. Some months back, we received insurance proceeds for a dump truck that was damaged. And so basically what we're doing is putting the insurance proceeds in a revenue line item and then putting the expenses for the repair of that truck in an expenditure line item. And the third fund that's being amended is the CDBG fund. The city was awarded a grant, an additional CDBG grant, earlier this year. It's for some sewer improvements along the Adrian Street area. And that was $700,000. So it's putting that revenue in our budget as well as the expenses associated with that grant.
yes, Mr.
The
Bagno.
Agent Street, has that started, or is that something we're currently doing, or
I
we're
don't
ready
think
to
they've
do?
started
never
it
started
yet.
yet.
Okay, so this is just to get, to
Yeah.
do the project, get it
We
going.
just received the funding. We
Right.
were hopeful that we would get it, and,
This year, yeah.
and we just were
I read the letter
recognized
from the governor, so.
that we received it.
Does anybody have
Anyone else
questions?
Has
I
any
have a
questions, Mr.
question.
Doyle?
Kim, on the salary, summer programs, on salaries, we budgeted 60,000 for the budget, and we add an additional 50,000 to that. Is that the balance we have, the 60,000 as is now, or that's what we budgeted when we accepted?
No, if you look, the park actually budgeted $50,000 for the whole year for the part-time salaries. So the first part, we're amending the $10,000 to put in the part-time salaries associated with the opening of the pool. So then that's how we come up with the 60, and then I carried the 60 down to the summer programs to add the additional 50,000 for the summer programs to come up with a total of 110.
But right now, our balance, our balance in part-time is 50,000 at this point, or that's what we budgeted?
No, that's
for?
not the balance.
That's what we
That's what
budgeted
we
from
have
the beginning.
budgeted, correct.
So you estimate that part-time salaries would be about 10 grand?
That was estimated by the park.
Okay.
And that was based on what had been spent in prior years.
That's just for the pool, isn't it, or is that pool?
The 10,000 is just for the
Just to the
pool.
pool.
Right.
And then the
10,000.
50,000 is
But
for the
each-
summer
So we got
program.
a total of $60,000
And,
For the two of
added
them.
to the
Correct.
Right.
yeah.
salaries. And supposedly, this is just to make the amendment, and supposedly that money should be coming in with the fees and that. So
Associated
really, at
fees.
the end, we won't be taking this money, we'll be putting it back into the budget.
Correct.
If everything works out.
And we won't know that after the summer's over, or in the next, when will we know that?
Well, with regarding to the usage, Tony had kind of mentioned, I mean, and I think Heather and them are here, I mean, they might want to talk more, so I had kind of understood that, if the people weren't showing up for either like the summer camp or the pool, we wouldn't incur the expenses associated with the part-time salaries, because like if you don't have the people there to,
Correct.
you know, attend the facility, you know, you don't necessarily need the part-time help, you know,
So there's
to
a
work.
possibility we might have to make another adjustment to this if our income is not what we project.
If the income is not what we project the income to be, we will have to, you know, if the income falls 5% within a 5% variance of the budget of it being not, if we don't achieve the budget by a 5% variance, we
Right.
will have to amend the budget to reduce the revenue. Yes,
Okay.
and we'll have to offset it with the reduction in expenses.
But your expenses would all offset also.
Right.
Because the programs need,
Ms.
they will
Roban?
pay for themselves.
I just have one quick question. For our summer programs, are we accepting cash as payment? Because, I mean, I had brought up some stuff last year that I
I'm
was
pretty sure.
requesting.
Mayor, I would
Yes.
like Heather to come
Yes.
up, and she can explain that information.
Okay, now, is there anything we can do to have everything just be through check or money order? I mean, I had brought this up last year, and I think it's something
Ask Heather.
that we need to address.
Ask Heather to come up, please.
It's supposed to be check, money or cashier check.
Okay. They have requested in the past that we only accept cash, and I know that we've had some issues.
only
with- I
accept-
mean, not accept cash, and I know that there've been some issues by not, we have to accept it certainly for concessions and all.
Yeah.
But I
For
don't know.
concessions, I understand, but
Yeah,
for
but
registration fees, you know, payment for the programs and all that, I mean, is there?
Swimming pool, you gotta accept cash.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm saying
Right.
for like day camp, let's say anything over,
Yeah.
you know, $10.
What is,
I mean, where do y'all stand with regard to that? I mean, I work
Well,
for a
right now,
government agency,
right
we
now,
don't
we
accept
do,
cash.
we do accept cash. We haven't formally been told that we cannot
Yeah,
accept
'cause I've never
cash.
heard that myself.
What?
Most of the
That they can't
people
accept
who
cash.
are,
'Cause that's not a rule.
paying,
What you mean?
who are
Wait.
paying for the
Let's-
programs, they do come in with cash. Of course, we do have the online that they can do. They can go online and register online, which is with a credit card. But
Right.
there are a lot of people that do not have checking accounts.
Right, but I
you
mean, you
know,
can
and
go get a
credit
money
cards.
order for $1.
Yeah. 29
You can
cents.
go get a money
Well,
order
I
for
guess
$1.
in
And that's
the end-
that's my only issue. We're going out of, you know, I mean, I think it's a reasonable issue to discuss. I'm sorry, you know.
In the end, if we are directed to do so, then
So that
we'll
would only
have
be
to,
under the direction of the mayor.
right.
we would have to do so.
Well,
Money order's
Y'all
still
think,
cash.
y'all think y'all can handle
Money
it?
order is traceable. Cash is not.
Okay.
Right, but what I'm saying is, like what you were saying, if there is no other way that it can pay it, it should, you know, it's still getting paid. Whether it's a money order, cash
The
or
cash
whatever.
is not traceable, is what I'm saying.
They got
Most
receipts,
government,
they got receipts.
Yeah, they write one, they got a
If they
receipt.
write-
If you don't write one,
Well, if they
We
get
will-
cash, they
we will-
should write a
We will
receipt.
discuss it, and if
Very
y'all would
simple.
prefer that they not take
I'd
cash
like-
Give me
for
cash, I'ma write a receipt.
registration.
transactions over,
We
I
have
say,
to take cash at the swimming pool,
At the swimming pool,
That's
yes.
concession
stand,
stand.
and the
you know,
concession stand.
small
That's a
amounts of
dollar.
But
money.
programs,
But
we should,
programs, we can implement a policy
They
where
know
it's
what they
money
gonna
order.
do.
We didn't really like taking checks. We did
No,
get a
but
lot of
money
bad
order or-
And
checks.
cashier
like
check.
my office, we
Yeah.
only take money orders, the DA's office, probation, all these government
So,
agencies where we're
We
tracking
can,
money.
we can do that.
Okay, if
I'll do a directive that will
Okay.
only accept money orders for programs.
And,
Whether,
they-
I guess even, that's gonna have to be,
and when do we begin that? Because
Oh.
right now, we're in the process of
Of collecting
accepting
right now.
registration for, summer camp and for swim lessons and things of that sort.
right.
I thought this had always been a policy of the city not to accept cash money for any type. I've been here, gonna be 28 years when I leave down.
No.
I've never known it.
They've
But also, it's not good to receive cash money and keep cash money on. Cause didn't y'all have a robbery at City Hall, at City Park? Where they robbed the safe?
You have to make no, nobody robbed.
You
You have
have
to
to-
make deposits. They
Boy,
have
that
to-
was all right
They have
then.
to make daily deposits. If that's what y'all would like, we'll implement a policy where anything over a certain amount of money, I know like y'all have, the people that do Pilates and all those
Everything
different
is a
things, I mean, I
Right.
don't know it.
Yoga,
Yeah, I mean, is it
Zumba,
$5
yeah.
or something?
right, and it's
I mean,
$5
that's what I'm
per
saying, we
day,
may have to
that type of
implement a
thing.
policy where if it's over a certain amount.
Yeah, that's
Right.
fine, but I mean,
Because you
camp
can't
is, I
make
mean,
somebody if they.
we're looking at getting how much money from the camp? How much?
$75 per week per
No,
child.
I'm saying, but like total.
Oh,
what do we have?
$75,000.
$75,000.
Right.
I'd like that to be traceable. I'm sorry.
That's
I
not a
agree with you,
problem.
Natalie.
Okay, we'll talk about it
100%.
tomorrow.
Okay.
I'll get
And-
with you.
And just
discuss
for
it
the
today,
record,
make a
for,
decision.
Miss Peggy, we do make, nightly deposits.
deposit.
And I'm
Or
not saying
daily
anything
deposits.
about,
Right.
Look,
anybody. I'm not making any accusations. I'm just saying when you're dealing with this
that's right.
volume of money, I think it should be traceable.
Deposit every night.
We
I'm
will-
not saying that y'all don't
Gotcha.
deposit it.
You do.
I don't know. I don't know the policy of City
Right.
Park. I don't know anything anymore.
Right. And,
And the people looking at us and they making fun of us, how we do business. We just got to do business one way. You know, I'm not criticizing you. I know you got to do what your boss tell you to do.
Right.
But I do know that there was supposed to have been a robbery. And it's not to be secret about nothing anymore on TV. And I'm not going to be made fun of about this. If there was, there was. If there wasn't, there wasn't. All the cash money, employee were calling me about it, you know. And if they had one, well, they had one. I'm not going to sit here and be criticized because I hold a good position and I have a good record on the city. I'm not saying you did anything because I don't even think you were present. The safe was broken into.
okay, I got you.
So,
Okay, well, we will implement a policy, it's gonna be anything over a certain
finished. I'm
amount,
not
where
gonna
we'll,
criticize.
I'll get with y'all tomorrow and we'll see.
Okay.
We need to implement it right
But
away.
camp, I like camp
Yeah, it should be.
Right.
Camp. Should stick to camp, registration and camp.
registration.
I
And
agree.
The summer camp and the,
Registration.
and the,
Swim
after-school
lessons.
program.
Yeah, lessons, summer camp and lessons, like daily swim, what is it? I mean, when I was young, it was like
$2 to
$3.
$3.
It's $3 now. It's gonna
Yeah,
be
see,
$3.
I can get that. You're gonna drop your
this-
kid off
this
with
summer.
$3 cash. Okay,
Yes,
yes,
that's different. The camp and the concession stand and concession is different.
right. But I'm
You
saying,
also-
you know,
But you still have to trace,
$75,000.
you still have to trace the $3
You
that
have
they
to
get you at the.
transfer the money.
Okay, yeah,
Right.
let's draw this back in where one person speaks at a time.
I'm good.
Okay, Mr. Doyle had his hand up.
Yeah, while you brought it up, I would like the policy to be all rental buildings also, because the parish, you have to pay by money order, not even a check, because I rent a few buildings. So I would like to have rental buildings included into this,
Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
if you don't mind.
Sure, no problem.
Makes good sense.
Okay.
Wait,
that-
no check, just money order?
Normally, it's
Well,
money
check is
orders at the
bounced.
I
parish.
would rather, I would prefer to get money orders because we've gotten some bad checks in the past.
How about a
so-
debit card?
Right.
Get a check
Debit
before
card,
they
you
rent
can
the
do.
building?
Debit card you can
Yeah,
do.
you can do it with a credit card, you
It's
can
gonna
do it
let you
whatever.
know right
They
there.
don't
They
all have
debit
little
card.
credit card machine.
But I know they
Okay.
wouldn't take
Yeah,
checks.
we're not
at the
set up
parish.
in-house.
Yeah.
For the
Yeah,
debit.
we
For the
understand.
credit and debit card. They
So a
can't
check,
go online and
money
do that.
Okay,
Okay.
we will work out a policy and
Okay.
we will implement it. We're gonna do it immediately. Let's do it.
Okay.
Okay.
Me too.
All right.
Any other questions besides,
We can vote on that.
okay?
Yeah, I got one. Heather, when y'all gonna start? June 1st or something?
Summer camp begins May 27th,
Mm-hmm.
and the swimming pool is going to open on June 4th.
June 4th, and the
Right.
dates again?
We're
When
gonna
the pool gonna
open
be?
Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays.
Okay,
2 hours a day.
And
2 hours a day from 2 to 4.
thank you.
Well, what's those days again, please?
Wednesday through Saturday.
Wednesdays through
Through
Saturdays.
Saturday, 2 to 4.
And give us the start date again.
For summer
get
camp,
wet,
it's
you gotta
May
get-
27th.
7. And the pool is
June 4th.
June 4th?
Right.
When does it end, do you know?
The pool
And camp,
and camp ends August 1st,
okay?
and the pool ends July 30th,
Right before,
the last Saturday of the month,
Okay.
of July.
Thank you.
At the last meeting, I was under the impression, and I know I'm getting old, that if the thing didn't operate self-funding, they would stop it. It wouldn't go on. That's what I heard said, yeah, but maybe I don't hear right.
It is, we're gonna monitor it, and if we
Because
see
I'm
that
hearing
we're,
that they're gonna amend the budget after, like to reimburse them, to keep it going on. I understood that if nothing is self-funding, it will not continue to operate.
and that's correct.
That was thank you.
That's right.
That's what we
Those
Right.
over here hearing good.
You're absolutely
Okay.
correct. We're gonna be monitoring it,
Let's be careful.
and if it's not paying for itself, we will not be able to continue with it.
That's right.
got
Thank you,
something to say,
ma'am.
too.
Thank you very
You're
much.
right.
Can I speak?
Okay, yes, Mr. Merrill?
Yeah, if it's not, that's fine, but we still need to be looking at doing some things for the kids. Hopefully, we all should be thinking that it should work. Because we already have one pool already closed, one park already closed.
Demolish.
This one was gonna be closed as well. So let's try to think positive for the sake of the kids in the community,
Mr. Miller, I have a very positive,
okay? Well, let's
very positive.
think we're gonna make some money.
I've always
okay?
everything, I've been here a long time. I already supported the kid. Not one time did I not.
All I'm
But
saying is
what,
let's just be
what
positive.
upset me is, when it come to the other side, is a different kind of story. And I'm embarrassed with that pool being on TV the other day. I'm embarrassed. It was not maintained, none of them. And that's the end of my story.
Okay, let's
I
go
got
on.
enough of this.
We have a motion, please vote your machines. We have a motion and a second on the floor
Give a job to
to
somebody.
accept the budget amendment as presented.
They got a lot of school
Please
church
vote your
and thing
machines.
running summer school. Yeah.
Motion carries unanimously. Thank you, Heather, and thank you, Kimberly.
Thank you.
The next agenda item is, Madam Clerk, a resolution. Agenda item 5A.
A resolution to consider and adopt the 2014 millage rates.
And the millage rates are not changing, but this is a formality that we have to adopt them every year, and they are staying the same. There will be no change in the rates.
I'll make a
A
motion.
motion by Mr.
Second.
Bagnell, a second by Mr. Merrill. Is there any discussion?
I have,
Yes.
one quick question. The, Public Works, was it the Public Works that we're gonna have to renew soon?
Yes, I was gonna announce that
Is that
after.
on? Cause I see,
Well, we have, it's gonna be the same this year. It's for next year.
I know, which one of these, none of these say
We're not
Public
changing,
Works.
everything's the same for right now. We will have, we're going to put it on probably a December ballot to renew the Public Works millage. It's not right now, it's gonna
But
stay
it's not
as.
on this list?
Why
general
not a
purpose
purpose?
one?
Why not a?
That's what I'm trying to find, where is it on this list? Cause
Oh,
none of these
I'm
say,
sorry, I
It's
wouldn't,
called streets and
it's
bridges.
streets and bridges, yeah.
so, street sidewalks and alleys?
There you go.
Okay, so street sidewalk and alleys, that's the Public Works.
That's Public Works.
Okay, and we're gonna have to, renew the whole thing, or just part
The
of it?
whole thing, all
whole
of it
thing.
is due to be renewed, and we'll probably put it we're looking at putting it on the December ballot. But it's
When's
for next year,
It's for
Kimberly, am I
2015.
correct? It's
Yeah,
for next year.
when does it expire?
2014.
It expires at the end of 2014?
Yeah, we levy it in 2014 for the 2014 tax year, and it's like we need to renew it again to levy it in 2015 tax
Okay,
year.
and what's the latest we can renew it? Like, do we have to renew it by the end of this year, is what I'm asking?
We have to
Well,
do it.
you normally do your levies like around this time, between May and July,
Like,
normally.
but I'm saying, when is the latest we can renew it without it, where it would go away if we
I
didn't?
think it's May is the last election that we have the opportunity.
Yeah.
May,
I think it's May.
October is school board election this year. We can-
October, school board?
Yeah, school board is in October this year.
Okay,
Well,
and then
there's
the,
an
Yeah,
the
according to the
last thing we
calendar,
could
that
do,
would
it would be in
probably-
May, he said. May
Right.
would be the last chance, or we lose it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know.
May of 2015.
Yes.
Thank you.
Anyone else have any questions? Okay, I'd ask you to please vote your machines. I guess when Peggy comes back.
Look at both
Peggy, we voted, if you could vote your
Voted
machine.
to accept the
Please
village
vote.
this year.
We're used to vote for it.
Motion carries unanimously. The next agenda item is,
Resolution authorizing the City of New Iberia to enter into an intergovernmental agreement with Iberia Parish Government to provide drainage improvements to that portion of the commercial canal on the north side of Admiral Doyle Drive.
do we have a motion?
Mayor, I'd like to call for a motion, and I'd also like to include the south side. What about the south side, where those businesses are around there, you know?
This came from Iberia Parish government.
I'll talk.
All right, motion,
Well,
let's
I
get the
made a
motion on the
motion.
I'll
floor,
second
and a
it.
second by Mr. Dahl. Yes, Mr. Dahl?
Well, after that, talking to a couple of parish council people today, they thought they had north and south side.
Mm-hmm.
They told me they would have no problem having south side also included in the government agreement. And so if we can amend it to that,
Okay,
I would like to add the south side of the canal also.
okay, so you want a substitute motion to amend to add, south side, north and south side of
Yes,
Admiral
ma'am.
Drive?
So moved.
North and south. Okay, that's a motion by, substitute motion by Mr. Dahl to amend to include north and south side of Admiral Dahl Drive.
Yes, second.
And seconded by Mr. Swear. Okay, is there any further discussion?
I just wanna ask, who did you speak to?
You want me to list them all?
Yes.
Talked to Mr. Ditch, talked to Mr. Landry, I talked to Mr. Como, talked to Mr.
Brown?
Mr. Brown, and I talked to Mr. Trahon. Well, that's all I talked to, just this afternoon.
We'll put a letter, we'll
Yeah.
attach a letter with it stating that the council voted to
Yeah.
support cleaning both the north and south side of Admiral Dahl.
Thank you.
Okay. Any further discussion? Okay, I'd ask you to please vote your machines. Motion carries unanimously, and now we are ready for property standards. Mr. Landry? Okay, we have revisits. The first property is 510 Anderson. Is there anyone in the audience representing that property? 510 Anderson. What's your recommendation, Mr.?
They've started demolishing the building, so they almost finished. I wanna go another 30 days, give them time to finish up.
I agree with you, Mr. Jim.
Okay,
That's gonna be June the 17th.
okay. Motion? Mr. Rack? Okay, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. Second by Mr. Swear. Is there any objection? No objection, motion carries. The next property is also in Mr. Rack's district, 1516 Anderson Street.
There are some people
Oh,
here.
there's someone here.
Does anybody want? This is the neighbors. This
Okay,
is the neighbors. Okay, state your name for.
I'm Tony Green, and I'm from New Iberia, Louisiana.
Yeah, address.
My address is 1514 Anderson Street, right next door to this right here. And we've been wrestling with this for years, going back and forth, you know what I mean? I've talked to carpenters, I've talked to people. The other day, my wife noticed that Clico came and just turned the electric off, you know, and it could have been a fire. Some kid could have ran in there and done something. This thing need to be dealt with, you know. And we've been wrestling with this too long. You know, I guess it would have been around somebody's house that was a little more money. It'd been tore down. They wouldn't have it, you know. It'd been, if it had been next door to Floyd's house, it would have been tore down. Yeah.
Unfortunately, the situation we're in right now, we have no money allocated for demolitions, whether it's next to my house or your house. We don't have the money allocated right now. But what we are doing is we're continuing with the process. And whenever we can bring in additional revenue, we have a list of houses that are ready for demolition.
Who's paying for that rental dumpster?
She is.
Who is?
She is.
She is?
They are.
What rental dumpster?
They got a
There's
dumpster. There's a dumpster in the yard. You know,
Yeah.
I think that's the second time it's been filled up. You know. Yeah. I mean, you know, where the money coming from now? You know.
Well, that's not, we're not.
You know, I have pictures, and I'm sorry I didn't bring them. On the inside of it, there's nothing in there.
Yeah.
I mean, the roof, you know, and the carpenter, I spoke to the carpenter, the carpenter telling me that they're gonna remodel this. I mean, there's no way you can remodel that. You know? And when are we gonna get some money for the city to do something about it? I mean,
That's up to the council and the
Mr.
residents of New Iberia.
Mr. Tony, just let me say a little something. This house has been a hazard for quite some time. I am very much aware of it. But Mr. Jimmy is the first one that brought us to this part. And I think if there's some money somewhere, this house needs to come down. It's a hazard, it's a health, it's all kind of stuff. I don't know what it is in there and out of there, but that house
I'm
is
excited
rotten.
to hear you say that because I never seen you over in that area.
You never.
I tried to reach you a couple of times. You know,
No,
anyway,
you didn't
that's
call
beside
me.
the- Okay,
Okay,
that's beside the point.
let's not get into a personal.
Now,
Yeah. I want to know, you know, if we're gonna get some money in the near future.
I can't tell you that, but Mr.
Let
Landry
him
can
say
tell you where he is in the process and what
Let
we're
Tony
doing.
tell you what to do with it.
Let's let Mr. Landry tell us where he is in the
I
process.
haven't been in touch with the lady. She's getting the letters and she's signing for them, so she knows about the meetings. The last meeting, she sent me a letter at the beginning of the meeting, said she was sick and she couldn't make it. So I don't know exactly where she's at yet. I thought she was gonna be here tonight, but I don't think anybody is here.
Yeah,
So-
we not here to
I
insult
can,
people
I
or
can,
say who's
I can
sick
tell you
or
what I,
But I've been in the neighborhood, I have been sick for the past year and a half. I've been around and I brought this to Mr. Jimmy, and I brought it, and I know it because she brought it to where it is. And I asked him please to work with us, because it is a health hazard, and it's everything. I ride in a truck, I'm riding in a truck, I do get around, and I take care of my business. And I'm saying this house, we need to find some money to bring it down. Some money, because it's bad, Mayor. I wish you could ride by there.
I
The
realize
council
that.
can find
and
some
I
money,
wish-
bring it down.
Tony,
Wait, just a minute. We can't be screaming out like this, Mr. Swear. Mr. Landry, where are you in the process and where,
I would say another 30 days, and at 30 days, that would be it.
we'll put it to demolish?
To demolish.
Okay. So he wants to bring it back up in 30 days and we'll put it on the demolition list.
Yeah, I have,
I just want to tell Mr. Tony something. Tony, anyway, we're gonna vote to demolish it in 30 days. Don't get excited, because I got one that's been 2 years in my district that is half burnt. The people been looking at for 2 years, and we still ain't tore it down yet. This has been 8 years.
well,
You got people that say, what's going on with the house, you know, I mean.
Wait,
if I
we
went-
can't keep having, if you want to speak,
Yeah, but
you need to come to the podium, please.
If I wanted to sell my house, I couldn't. Ain't nobody want to live right there, you know?
And I understand and I sympathize with y'all, but we have had to cut back on our budget. And we used to put $100,000 a year at one point for demolitions. We don't have the money right now. We've
Okay.
had to cut back, and until we can bring in more revenue, I'm not gonna lie to you.
All right,
Until we
okay.
can bring in more revenue, we don't have money allocated for demolitions.
Okay, one other thing.
Hopefully, at some point in time, we'll be able to increase our revenues and move forward with some of these demolitions, but
Does the city have some money I can build me a 10-foot fence so I don't have to look
no,
at
we
that?
don't, you know that.
I'm asking.
Okay,
the
at
mayor
this
and
point,
the
let's
council.
just vote, please vote your machines on 30 days on this one.
Sheets.
Mayor, can you get us a bid on all these projects, how much it's gonna cost, so we know what we're looking at?
Sure. I think you have some
Uh,
information
I have-
on it.
I
He
have-
has it, he can bring it next time.
I can get a bid on this one.
Like,
Yes,
with the
yes.
city tearing it
I've
down
got
without
a bid
equipment?
on the one you did. I only received one bid.
Well, we got that one, we got the one on Jefferson Street, it's been, the Swear House on
Jefferson.
Jefferson Street. That one's been condemned too.
I'd have to look at the
Yeah,
list.
there's a motion and a second.
Mayor, yeah.
We had a motion and a second, I thought.
Yeah,
Mr. Rack and Mr.
Excuse me.
Swear. Yes, ma'am.
She'd like to be recognized to say something.
Certainly.
She had her hand up a while.
Yes.
If the council don't mind.
No problem. That's why she's here. Hi,
I'm
please.
Joyce Jones.
Yeah. for your
Lived there a
record.
long time. I just want to know, okay, last time this came up, they got all into it and they got a dumpster out of there and they started working on it for a week. After a week,
It
it
stopped.
stopped. So this has been going on for years. They get real industrial and gonna do something. So we have been carrying on and carrying on. So now you've given them another 30 days. So now if they come back in there and start filling up the dumpster again, are they gonna get another 30
But
days?
that's not what he
No.
said.
No.
After 30
after
days.
30
We'll-
days,
we'll
that's
put
it.
it
After
under-
30
we'll put
days.
it to
It's
be
gonna be
demolished.
After 30 days.
It's gonna
And
be
that's gonna
condemned.
be in writing.
No, yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
All right, Eddie, you need to say anything? He lives next, his mother lives there and it's his house.
Yeah, my name's Ed Barrow. I've been living on that street since 1961. My mother's 93 years old. She lives right across the street from that house. They got trash blowing in her yard. All the stuff that they supposedly pick up is laying all over the place, and it's just dangerous. She could get hit with something. I mean, it's ridiculous. There's been 8 years this has been going on. And y'all allot money for everything else, but this has got to be done. Something's got to be done there. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. Somebody's riding a program, or I don't know what's going on, but something's not right. And every time they go to tear this house down, they get a extension. They get an extension.
There's no extension.
And there's no more extension. You can't have no more extensions. I mean, that's ridiculous. Any
Not
one of
on
y'all
this house,
had
sir.
that against next to you? I don't, like you said, you had one 2 years ago? Well, ours has been there 8 years.
2 years and people been looking at a burnt house. It's
And,
burnt.
and this is not burnt. It's falling down. It's rotten. They got people go in there at night. You know, the sheriff's got to patrol that area all the time. And it's not safe. It's not safe for the neighborhood. It's not safe for my mother. And things need to be done about it. I mean, I know the city's poor and all that, but they can find a little bit of money for that.
But we gonna try to find, we're
Thank
going to
you.
find some money to get it down.
Mayor.
That's enough of every day.
I thought, looking at the budget, I thought we had a $20,000 demo budget and 10,000 was for demo. The rest was for all kind of other things. But we did have 10,000 allocated in the budget for demos, and we didn't use no money yet for that.
I know.
Right.
So
But
The
we
one
have
house,
more than
wait, Dan,
10,000 that we need to do.
the one house that Mr. Swear
Right.
in his district is almost $8,000.
Yeah,
Right,
but that's
so-
who doing it?
Who doing?
That has to be contracted out.
Why?
It's an asbestos house,
Yeah,
it's
asbestos.
pesticide.
We'll get them to take the asbestos off, you know.
We can't do
You
that.
can't just take.
You can't just take that off.
Oh, yeah, you can.
But we do
Okay.
have $10,000 in a demo. No, I understand that,
How
but
many houses do we have? About 6 right now?
6 to 8.
6 to 8.
well, maybe we should get the bids on those 6 to 8 and bring it to the council, and we have to make a decision on what's the worst one and maybe do something.
Why don't we get together and make a list and prioritize
Get the
which
list.
one's the worst, and then I'll get bids on the ones we
I
want.
have some more.
Look like it.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think that's, I think
If you would do that, please
Okay.
make the list, prioritize, get the worst ones, and we'll
and that's
see
the
where
one
we
that
can
you
go
look
from
at
there.
first.
Okay, please, does anybody have any objection to?
We got
Oh,
the-
y'all voted,
They
okay.
voted.
Oh, thank y'all, y'all ahead of me. Okay, the last, let's see, where are we? 412 Bayard, this is in David's, Mr. Merrill's district.
All right, they had bought a permit to repair part of the roof. Some of that was done. I talked to the lady today. They have a for sale sign in front of the house. It is for sale. So I'm gonna recommend 60 days, try to give them time to sell.
Give them 60 days, because they already bought all the stuff for the roof, they've been doing it.
They
moving
cleaned it
real
up.
fast. They cleaned it up real
Yeah.
quick.
Okay,
I'll second it.
motion and a second. Any objection? No objection, motion carries. The next one's 326 Silver Street.
Okay, this house, the people bought a demo permit, they cleaned it up, they started demoing it, and somebody approached them to buy it. So everything's kinda on hold. I'm waiting to see where the sale's gonna go.
Let me ask you a question. Did you find out what the range of the sale as far as? it
No,
might be?
I'm not dealing with negotiations. That's between the homeowner and the buyer and seller.
Well, I'd like to
Yeah.
be able to know something, you know what I'm saying? I don't want it to be where it could be 2 or 3 months and they still.
No,
going back
that's
and
why I'm
forth.
only giving them 30 days. Something's gonna have to be done after 30 days.
30 days is it?
Yeah.
Okay, so you put in 30 days, revisit in 30 days?
Yes, 30 days.
Okay, motion, are you making that motion? And a second by Mr. Thank you. Is there any discussion? Please vote, well, we're not vote machines, if there's no objection. No objection, motion carries. Quickly, I have just a few announcements. The next council meeting will be held on Tuesday, May 20th. We will have a budget meeting right after the council meeting, unless you would prefer to have it before.
Maybe need to have it before, cause they leave.
I know. Yeah, would y'all want it at 5?
No.
Anytime.
Do y'all wanna leave it after? I guess with
I
those
would
of you
put us
that.
in the bond,
Well,
yeah.
whatever, if you want it
Okay,
after.
we'll leave it after. If they leave, they
Cause
leave.
who's gonna leave, and the city's
The ones
in
that
a
are complaining
bind
about
now.
the budget don't stay.
That's right.
Okay, so we'll leave it after the meeting. The grand opening of the Joe Dagg Bridge will be Saturday, May 10th. We have a fun walk that'll begin at City Hall at 9 o'clock, and then we'll walk to the bridge, and then the opening of the bridge will take place at 10 o'clock, the ceremony. The next neighborhood watch meeting for David Merrill's District 4 will be held at the Slyman on May 15th at 6 o'clock. District 4, the city would like to express its deepest sympathy to the family and friends of Francis Dominique, who passed away on April 22nd, 2014. And also in District 4, Ms. Teresa LaSalle was a resident of District 4. She passed away on April 27th, and she was captain of their Neighborhood Watch program. And I have something that I did not have on the announcements, but I need to tell the residents that you cannot put out more than 5 tires at a time to be picked up. Only 5. Gordon's cannot pick up more than 5 per household. You can put it out the next round, but you want 5 tires at a time. So I ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved, Mayor.
Motion by Mr. Doyle, second by Ms. Girat.
You got it?
Oh, you know, the Dominic,
Going in the deep.
I graduated with it.
Yeah.